All of the 7 Deadly Sins DLCs get an automatic F. If you think I'm paying almost a $5 per escalation, then you'd be absolutely right, because I bought 2 of them. Whilst I do distinctly remember quite liking the Pride escalation, by no means does that mean I'm willing to pay any extra money just for some new outfits and somewhat different items. Speaking of escalations, the deluxe escalation content will go to F as well. From what I've heard, these are actually pretty decent. However, compared to the content that we got from Hitman 2's Gold Edition, I personally wouldn't be too satisfied if this is all the content that I got after paying an extra £30 or so. Dubai gets an A tier. I was considering putting it at S, but it doesn't quite reach my standards of an S tier map. In fairness, it is really well designed, and is just genuinely fun to replay. The 2 targets have a decent amount of memorable kills. I think my biggest real problem is that a lot of places look exactly the same, which I get is the point, but the variety of other maps really just accelerate them to another level. That can be seen as a bit of a stretch in terms of complaints though, so I think I should just shut up and just put it into a tier for now. A very good start for the 3rd entry in the trilogy. Don't get too angry if some missions don't rank where you'd like them, as I plan to revisit this tier list hopefully either next month or in January and see if some should be rearranged. I know some people were pointing out in my Hitman 2 tier list video that Miami should be moved up to S tier, so I'll be sure to do that in the revisiting video. Dartmoor seems like B tier material to me. I quite like the design of the map, and the detective storyline is honestly the best part of the whole map. However, the case file objective is pretty tedious, and really puts me off of this map. If it were made optional, I do think I would like this map a bit more, but it still feels a bit bland. Outside of the main mansion, there's not a whole lot of memorable places to go to, and so that kinda detract from my enjoyment of the map as well. Still a decent level, but nothing that is truly groundbreaking, if that makes sense. So AB it is, then. Berlin, in my opinion, is deserving of an S. I really like the bunch of opportunities given by the fact that there can be 11 targets on the map, depending on where you start. This map has a lot of unique areas such as the main nightclub itself and the motorcycle club. While it is a bit on the larger side, I still genuinely love this map due to the amount of opportunities available to you. Basically any and every method of assassination is possible here, along with some really unique kills, like rigging the lights during the DJ session and the meeting with the agents. Not to mention some of the Easter eggs in this map, such as the alien abduction exit or the ET reference. I can definitely see why some people dislike this map, but in my opinion, this is the closest that Hitman 3's maps got to absolute perfection. S tier. Chongqing, while it looks visually amazing, falls pretty short in my opinion. There's just not a whole lot here to convince me to give this map anything higher than a C. I personally find both of the targets to be pretty boring, and with pretty lackluster kills as well, at least compared to the previous 2 missions anyway. Hush's block doesn't really do anything crazy, besides the ridiculous goddamn Professor X type shit up on the top floor. The Eco facility looks rather bland, but I guess that's rather the point. I'm glad it actually looks like a facility that the Eco would actually have instead of a yacht in the middle of Morocco. God, I despise Absolution with every fiber of my being. My hatred for Absolution aside, I'm gonna give this a C for now. I probably would have put it a bit lower in C tier or even in D if not for the optional objective of getting the data core after you beat the mission for the first time. Mendoza is a difficult one for me, as I both like and dislike this map. The general location looks really good and the targets are memorable enough with interesting and unique opportunities to take them out, such as the Secret Providence meeting or the sniper team. However, in terms of replayability, I find it quite lacking. It's a very expansive map with very spread out exits which can make leaving the mission a bit of a hassle at times. I'm sure there's a lot more I could say on this map, but I think for now, I will place it into a B tier, as I would enjoy playing on Mendoza as opposed to Chongqing for example. If you have any opinions on any of these maps, whether you like or dislike them, I'd recommend making a comment down below and explain why you like or dislike a certain place. Oh god, not Carpathian. This mission is essentially like Requiem from Hitman Blood Money, in the sense that you're allowed to just kill everyone in your path until you eventually kill the bad guy and leave. One thing I will give Carpathian over Requiem is that you can actually slip by everyone and just kill your target, which is appreciated. Still, the level is extremely linear, as your literal only option is to go forward, although on occasion you may be able to hop out of the odd window or climb onto the roof if you count those as extra options. It's not a bad send-off to the trilogy, but I feel like it could have been better, especially in terms of replayability. This mission technically has 2 different endings depending on what you choose to do with the serum, which can lead to a really cool callback to the first game in the franchise. I think the map has decent enough features, such as having Orson from Hawke's Bay show up again and the aforementioned secret ending, but I don't think it's enough for me to give it anything higher than a C, and so that is where it will go. Ambrose Island is definitely a map that exists. I do appreciate that IO went the extra mile to add a new map. However, I feel like they were forced to make this, as well as Freelancer, free DLC due to the backlash of the paid 7 Deadly Sins DLCs that came out last year. As a result, I don't think they included everything that they wanted into this map as a means to stay in their budget, which is why this map reuses a lot of assets, such as essentially every line from 47 being lines from previous missions, as well as similar outfits to previous levels with only slight tweaks. It has its moments, such as the slapping competition and the targets are pretty uninteresting in all honesty, and the satellite objective being a forced requirement really drags this map down further. While it's fun to see characters like Agent Smith and Orson show up again, the map and the opening cutscene definitely suffer as a result of IO being forced to make the map a free DLC. I would like to imagine that there would be a significant improvement on the map if it had been paid, because currently, Ambrose is nothing compared to the 2 paid DLC maps from Hitman 2's Gold Edition. I originally planned to put this into B tier, but after writing this section, I think I'm gonna have to put it in C tier. Alright then, that should about do it. We're done. As I said earlier, I plan to revisit this tier list at some point, so I might do that when I cover Freelancer in January. For now though, this is the final version of the tier list, but feel free to let me know your opinions in the comments and if I should maybe move some of these around. We got a couple more uploads scheduled before the end of the year, so stay tuned for that. But until then, I guess that's everything. Like and subscribe and all the cool stuff like that if you want. It's completely free to do so, and you can always change your mind later. Cheers for making it to the end of the video. Have a good one.